Thank you, Diane King-Ben. Hello, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Capistrano Valley, where we are, and we're online. So there are 6 of us here this morning, and we're going to begin by lighting the flames of faith, which is a call to service. We perform the ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples and all faiths, all sentient beings, come from the one great universal presence, which we call spirit. Fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. We light the candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of compliance with the will of God as the highest calling. We light the candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. And as practitioner Dave Friedman lights the last candle, let it represent the path that brought you here this morning. This service does not look like our usual in-person service. It's not supposed to. So I'm going to pray us in, and then Diane is going to set the tone for our meditation by playing a medley of 2 exquisite songs. So let me begin with prayer. In this holy moment, I recognize and honor the divine feminine in all. I recognize and honor that Holy Mother that is forever giving birth to new ideas, new possibilities. I recognize and know that the power for life that I usually call God, but it doesn't matter what name I call it, it's greater than I can comprehend or that anyone can comprehend, and it is forever responding to our beliefs, our passions, our feelings, our thoughts. So what I know is that we're here together at this time in our nation, in this time in our county. We're here together on purpose. And so what I know is we're here to glorify our mothers, our moms, our mother figures, and to have an experience of that universal presence. I know that everything that needs to be in place in order for this to occur is already in place. The special music, the meditation, the prayers, the message, all of it works for the highest and best good for each one. I'm so very grateful for knowing what I know. I'm grateful for this time together. I release this word to the action of law. It is complete, and so it is.
We are held in the hands of grace, forever safe in the arms of love. Like a child receives protection from a mother's warm embrace. We are held in the hands of grace. The angel voice that bids you good night, kisses your cheek, whispers, sleep tight. Your mother and mine. Your mother and mine. The helping hand that guides us along, whether we're right, whether we're wrong. Your mother and mine. Our we are held in the hands of grace, forever safe in the arms of love. Like a child receives protection from a mother's warm embrace. We are held in the hands of grace. We are held in the hands of grace.
And let those beautiful lyrics deepen in your heart. You are held in the hands of grace, like a mother's warm embrace. You are held in the hands of grace. You are not alone. Even if you are sheltering in your home all by yourself, that bigger something is there with you as love, as wisdom, as truth. So in this holy moment of right now, breathe into that idea that you are always accompanied by divine mind, presence, and if your mother is an image to you, of comfort, of kindness, of presence. I invite you to bring her with you into this meditation, knowing that she is that, the one that taught you to love. And if it wasn't your mother, let some image come to you of that presence that is holding you in hands of grace, that is guiding you. And as you are held in grace, let your heart open with gratitude. Gratitude for the people who taught you to love. Gratitude for love itself. And in the silence, for just a few minutes, let this idea of gratitude and grace deepen and strengthen within you. At the end of our meditation time, there will be 3 chimes. They will just simply be inviting you to come back to the presence and to the present. those chimes bring you back into the present moment. Thank you.
I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens. And it returns to me. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me, and it returns to me.
And now practitioner Dave Friedman is going to read our Declaration of Principles and our affirmation for the day.
Good morning. The Declaration of Principles. I believe in God, the one creative intelligence operating through the universe and operating throughout my entire being, now and always. I believe this perfect spirit operates upon a law of mind and creates my experience exactly according to my belief. I believe this perfect creative intelligence can be used by me and by every other person to produce health, abundance, and love in mind, body, and total life experience. I use it now, I rejoice in it, and so it is. The affirmation for today. I believe that the heart of the universe, the essence of reality or God, the living spirit, is the essence of pure feeling. I believe that feeling is back of every creative impulse, whether in God or mind or man.
Thank you, Dave. We have Wade Wooldridge is going to present his wonderful message now by song.
I close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, and it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care, so call me crazy. But we can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head, a million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of all the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. apart, each one there to make you smile on a rainy day. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. I don't care if they call us crazy. 'Cause we can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head, a million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of all the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Just a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. However big, however small, I wanna be part of it all. So share your dreams. We may be right, we may be wrong, but say that you'll all come along to the world I see, to the world I close my eyes to see. I close my eyes and see. Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me. A million dreams, a million dreams. I think of all the world could be. A vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Just a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. For the world we're gonna make.
Woohoo! Thunderous applause, I know, in every home that's watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Wade. That was amazing. And it is exactly what we are here always doing. We are always becoming aware that it is our inner world that's creating our outer world. It is the truth of life is being reflected to us. My message this morning is the theme for the month, which is Listen to Your Heart. And my talk title is Listen to Your Heart. What else could it be on Mother's Day? So happy Mother's Day to every mother or mother figure or loving man who would like to be the mother figure. It doesn't matter. It's a day for all of us. All of us have the divine feminine in us. And that is that capacity to not only love, but to give birth. It is that is forever giving of itself. So listen to the heart means to listen to the yearnings, your yearnings. What is it? What is the world you long to see? You know, this COVID-19 time, this event that we've been experiencing for the last 3 or 4 years, no, like 8, 9 weeks, whatever it is, it feels that long sometimes. But it has given us opportunity to get still and listen to the voice of God within us. I'm not going to, well, since you're not here in front of me, I will ask you, are you taking advantage of this time? Are you allowing this time to be a blessing to you and allowing yourself to get in touch with what do you want? What is it that you really want? The wonderful way we started our service with a beautiful medley Diane sang to us of Hands of Grace and Your Mother's Love. And for me, a very emotional song. And I'm wondering if you were there by yourself or if you were home with other people, did you allow yourself to feel those feelings deeply? Could you feel your mother's kiss on your cheek? Or could you feel the longing for that kiss that you didn't get? The hands of grace, the hands of grace, that we are all held in those hands because it's that infinite presence, the divine wisdom. I'm using the 365 Days of Richer Living for our book discussion, spiritual practice, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And one of the things that we noticed was in Proverbs, the pronoun is her or she. She walks in grace and wisdom. And actually, so we look back, that was the line. Isn't that interesting? Wonder if Ernest Holmes changed it to she. I doubt it. He used he all through the textbook, so probably wasn't Ernest. It's actually Proverbs itself. When speaking of wisdom, there's a divine feminine quality. It's the divine feminine that is walking in grace, that is wisdom. So the first idea of listening to your heart is set aside time for you to really hear your heart's desires. Maybe it's a walk you go on by yourself, or maybe you put on some music that is evocative. Maybe you put on Hands of Grace. Or maybe you just get still, that still point, when we can't help but hear the intuition of the divine flow through us as wisdom, as beauty, as joy, as love. So that's the first idea. The second idea is find that still point where you can deeply listen. I've been rereading 7,000 Ways to Listen by Mark Nepo. Mark Nepo is a poet, and it's really lovely to read his essays because the first time I read it, I have one idea of what it meant, and then the second, third, fourth time, I have a greater comprehension what he was talking about. And he has a wonderful point, a couple of essays in this book. He talks about a boy who had a gift. He had a musical gift. He had such a great gift that the music just spilled out of him. Nepo said it was like he was holding lightning in a jar. He couldn't contain it. It had to come out. Well, the boy's father, who was also a musician, was very cruel to his son, would come home drunk and beat him and make him play, and if he made any mistakes, he was very harshly punished. Meanwhile, his mother, he said, was an angel of patience and grace. This musician, by age 12, was supporting the family, writing compositions and playing the organ, so I've now given you a hint, the time frame. Of course, it was Beethoven, whose father was cruel to him. And at 17, he lost his mother, who was that place of kindness and compassion. So imagine how it was, because even early on, he was afraid of losing his hearing. Imagine how it would be of having your inner voice so clear of the music that was coming to you, the music that was the music of the spheres, this masterpieces were coming to him, and yet playing them for himself, he could not hear. By the time he composed Ode to Joy, he could not hear at all. He was completely deaf. But one of the things that Nepo says in his essay was that his deafness started with tinnitus, or tinnitus, as I've heard it said. And that's when there's something, it sounds like there's something in your ear making a lot of noise. Maybe it squeaks or whishes or clicks or crickets or something, but So he was being distracted. And I thought, you know what, we have that tinnitus going on around us in our world right now. So easy to get distracted by the different opinions, by the different theories, by the different responses and reactions, by the news or whatever kinds of programs you might be watching, whatever you're reading, whatever is capturing your attention, what's going on in your neighborhood. I saw my neighbor for the first time, my neighbor that lives right across from me, for the first time in 8 weeks. She was out in her garage door was open, and I was coming back from a walk. One of the few that I actually managed, good, nice long walk. And so we talked social distance and some, and she was saying that she was not ready for us to be open. She was not ready. She spaced her shopping trips so far apart as she could, because she was fearful in the stores and fearful of this COVID-19. And I'm really grateful that I got to talk with her, because talking with you all, that isn't my sense of you. My sense is that you're operating through divine wisdom, and you're doing the things that you need to do, that you're called to do, but I don't feel that you're doing it out of fear. And I'm really pleased for that, for you know that's still true. We have nothing to fear but fear itself. It was true in 1940, whatever it was that, and it's true now. We have nothing to fear. And this too shall pass. This shall pass. We will meet again in our beautiful sanctuary. We will. And I don't know when. I know there are people pushing for an earlier time than I'm comfortable with. I know that when we do so, things are going to be different here. And that's okay. Because what I know about us is that we're adaptable beings. We are bright, and we are flexible. And yes, we're ageless beings living in this wonderful spiritual experience. Another thing I wanted to point out, in listening to your heart, it's about listening with compassion and empathy. I was reading a Brené Brown book called Dare to Lead. And she tells a wonderful story about her friend, Suzanne, who showed her such empathy. Brené is very close to her 2 children and her husband. And anyone that's listened to any of her TED Talks or read any of her books knows that. And her daughter was a high school senior, and this was before COVID, so it might have been last year or the year before. Anyway, her daughter was a senior, and she was in some sort of running sport. I think it was soccer, and they were having their last game, and it was a big deal. And Brené was away at a speaking gig, but she had planned everything. So not only would she get home in time, but she'd get home in time to go home from the airport, change, and get some big posters that she'd made to take to the game for her daughter. And when they got to the airport, I think they were going from Galveston. She lives in Houston. There was a delay. And she had a sense that that flight was going to be canceled. So she said to her friend, Suzanne, just quietly, don't make a big deal about it, but book the next flight. I'm getting home for my daughter. I'm going to be there for her. This is important. This is her last game of her last year in high school. And her friend absolutely knew how important it was. She quietly booked the trip. And then she got back and she said, the best I could do was going through Atlanta. You don't get home until 10 p.m. And she realized that meant she would miss the game. And, and of course, Brene did what most of us would do. She, first of all, was in denial about it, but what if we, and her friend compassionately and empathetically said, we won't get home until 10. I'm so sorry, Brene. I know how important this is to you. It sucks. It's horrible that you're missing her game. She really got it. She didn't try to make it better other than trying to book a flight for her. And then they sat together, and she said that this woman practiced such great empathy, and she didn't try to change any, she didn't try to fix her, she didn't try to make it better. She just acknowledged that the place she was in was a hard place. In order to do that, in order to be that empathetic, you have to experience those same feelings yourself. I was thinking earlier of the wonderful things that my mother did and who she was as a person, and how independent and how forthright and courageous in so many ways, and creative. I mean, she could sew a costume at the blink of an eye, and did so many, not only for her children, but later on for herself, as when she got into curling bonspiels, which most of you won't know what that is, but it's really fun. It's a fun way to do the sport curling. Anyway, she sewed for herself, she sewed for others. What she didn't do, she couldn't let herself feel. And so she couldn't let her children feel. Always was trying to fix those hard feelings. It's taken so long for me, and sometimes I'm okay with it. Diane was singing that beautiful song. There were tears coming. I could feel it, and I could let it show. But oftentimes, Leila Clark comes in, and I don't even know she's there, but she shows me the way to do life, And I bless you every day, Mom. I'm so grateful to have had a mother like you, for all the things that you did that I want to emulate, and all the things that I long that you would do. I think I've told you before, I've told some of you anyway, that my best friend's mom was a hugger. And if you get to Lois's house, you would get wrapped in a hug. It didn't matter if you were ready or not, she was going to hug you. She was demonstrative. She was such a giving, loving being. Later on in life, my mom became a hugger, my dad became a hugger, but we, the children, taught them, not vice versa. It didn't start there. It didn't start in the home. So listen to your heart. What is that world you want to see? In your world, what is it for you that you would like to see? Then just like the song that Wade sang so beautifully, let those dreams fill your head as if they're already occurring. Imagine this place filled with happy people that are so grateful to see one another. Imagine healthy, happy people who are living a joyful life. Imagine a world that is working for everyone, that we notice how blue the skies are. We notice the snow on the mountains. We can actually see them because of this that we're going through right now. So what is the world that you long to see? And one of those things, so listen to your heart. Be willing to go to that still point like Beethoven did. That's where the music was. And then practice empathy and compassion, and the first person to practice with is yourself. For those women who weren't able to be with their children today, for those mothers, be compassionate. Yes, you deserve to be with your loved ones. You deserve to be pampered. You deserve to be showered with love and affection and fellowship. That you are worthy of all that and so much more. So be kind to you today. And then think of all of the other mothers who may be lonely. Maybe you could reach out to one or two of them and just say, thinking of you. Maybe you're a man that's missing his mother. It's okay. Whatever it is, listen to your heart. What you are guided to do will be absolutely right for you. It can't possibly be wrong as long as it hurts no one else. I've heard so many stories of courage in the last little while, and certainly courage of nurses and doctors working such long, long hours and in so close to the disease, and thinking how grateful I am for them. And that's one of the reasons for us to stay home, so we're not unknowingly spreading this disease. So when will we meet again? Well, here's how everything works. When the sum total of our beliefs are greater than our unbelief, we will demonstrate the belief. The quote that Dave read was actually a quote from one of Ernest's books. And I liked it because it was about feeling. Ernest said, feeling is everything. He didn't say that. It isn't on every page of the textbook. In fact, I guess it's implied. But Ernest talked about how our thoughts created our world. And what we know is our thoughts that we're convinced of create our world. So please be convinced of a happy, healthy world in which we all collaborate and cooperate, in which we listen to other people. I wanted to say one other thing about listening. Many of us don't listen to understand, but we listen to fix, listen to say what's next. But what would happen to our communication if we listened to understand? What if instead of knowing everything, you were more curious about everything? That's one of my goals for this next week or so, maybe for the rest of my life. Not having it be so important to know everything, not to be a knower, but to be a person of more curiosity. So I seek to understand rather than to be understood. I want to close with one of my favorite poems, because on Mother's Day and on any other day when we're talking about love, it's important. It's an E.E. Cummings, and I'm going to change my mic a little bit, so because it's slipping off my ear. There. I carry your heart with me. I carry your heart with me. I carry it in my heart. I am never without it. Anywhere I go, you go, my dear. And whatever is done by only me is your doing, my darling. I fear no fate, for you are my fate, my sweet. I want no world, for beautiful, you are my world, my true. And it's you, or whatever a moon has always meant, and whatever a sun will always sing is you. And here is the deepest secret nobody knows. Here is the root of the root, and the bud of the bud, and the sky of a tree called life, which grows higher than soul can hope or mind can hide. And this is the wonder that's keeping the stars apart. I carry your heart. I carry it in my heart. Listen to your heart. I carry your heart in mine. And so it is. And now I will pray. In this holy moment right now, I recognize that there's a power for good greater than I am. And I can use it, and I am using it. And it is using me. It moves through me as love. It moves through me as wisdom. It moves through me as bigger, greater, deeper ideas than ever before. It moves through me as that longing of my heart to be, to know, to be curious, to understand. What I know is that this one that is everywhere present is infinite wisdom and is unconditioned and unconditional love. I know that it is blessing each and every one right here, right now. It is that action and activity that is forever moving upon its creation. It's what is whispering into my heart, and it is what is responding with love and wisdom. It is the community that we are representing. It is the love that is greater than life itself. It is the mother's love that is the most givingness love that there is, the giver of life. So what I know today is that each one of us, each one is blessed and is a blessing. Each one is more prosperous than ever before, for the source of supply lives within each one. Each one is more courageous than ever before, for the heart of the universe is carried in our heart. The mind and heart of God is ours. What I know is that this moment is a greater moment than last moment. And today will be even greater. Tomorrow will be even greater than today. I know that it is a place of power, a place of peace, a place of deepening understanding. And I'm so very grateful for knowing what I know. I'm grateful for the presence of God that is always whispering in my heart. I'm grateful for taking the time to get silent and still and listening to that one. I'm grateful for all of the spiritual practice and all the ways we stay connected. And knowing that there are even greater ways and more ways than what we've done so far. And with my heart just overflowing with gratitude, I accept that it's already done. It's already so. And let it be, and so it is. Now I believe it's time for this is our time of circulation, and that simply means that this is our time of givingness and of giving back. I did apply for a button on that Facebook page, and so it hasn't come yet. So please, if you're giving today, go to our website and give there, or write a check, send it in. We'll be happy to receive in whatever way you give. And if money isn't what you're giving today, that's okay too. Give your love. Give your time. Send a thought, a prayer. There's so many things you're going to hear, some wonderful announcements in a few minutes, and there's so many things that we are grateful for, and so many things that we appreciate more of, like more tenants in our suites, more people at our Friday happy hour. If you would like to just socialize on Friday afternoon, 6 o'clock. Tune in to Zoom, and we'll be so happy to see you. And now, if this is a time of giving, if you take that gift in your hand and bless it, and remember that the source of supply truly does reside in you. And so with appreciation and love, give back. And with that energy and with that consciousness of circulation and giving, we'll listen to this beautiful song that Wade will sing for us.
I've been lately thinking about my life's time, all the things I've done and how it's been. And I can't help believing in my own mind. I know I'm gonna hate to see it end. I've seen a lot of sunshine, slept out in the rain, spent a night or two all on my own. And I've known my day's pleasures, and had myself some friends, and spent some years creating my own home. I have to say it now, it's been a good life all in all. It's really fine to have the chance to hang around. Lie there by the fire, watch the evening tide, while all my friends and my old lady sitting past the pipe around. And talk of poems and prayers and promises, things that we believe in. How sweet it is to love someone, how right it is to care. How long it's been since yesterday. And what about tomorrow? What about our dreams and all the memories we share? The days they pass so quickly now, the nights are seldom long, and time around me whispers when it's cold. These changes somehow frighten me, but still I have to smile. It turns me on to think of growing old. Though my life's been good to me, there's still so much to do. So many things my mind has never known. I'd like to write a symphony, I'd like to sail away, dance across the mountains on the moon. And I have to say it now, it's been a good life all in all. It's really fine to have the chance to hang around. Lie there by the fire and watch the evening tide, while all my friends and my old lady sitting past the pipe around. And talk of poems and prayers and promises, things that we believe in. How sweet it is to love someone, how right it is to care. How long it's been since yesterday. What about tomorrow? What about our dreams and all the memories we share?
Thank you, Wade, and thank you, John Denver for writing and recording that wonderful song. And do we have announcements?
Of course we do. Happy Mother's Day and welcome to the mother of all announcements.
As your designated helicopter mom, I want you to know that you can keep informed of all the meetings, events, and classes through our emails. We send one out on Monday with Dr. Heather's closing prayer and on Friday so you can be prepared for the weekend.
And if you don't get the twice weekly email messages, sign up on Facebook or contact the church and let us know your preferred email and you'll be added to the list.
But don't sit too close to the monitor, it'll hurt your eyes.
Tired of working at home? We have the motherload of suites available upstairs at the Executive Suites at Talega. If you're interested, call 949-276-4200. That's 949-276-4200. It's a clean, professional office and the atmosphere is calm and friendly.
Do you have a suite at Talega?
No, but you should do as I say, not as I do.
Our own Mother Superior, Dr. Heather, invites you to a 30-minute spiritual practice phone call. It is not a Zoom meeting, it's a phone call on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9:15 a.m.
Well, Mama said there'd be days like this. And if you need relief, join Den Mother Dr. Heather on Fridays for a no-host happy hour from 6 to 7 p.m. It's a lovely social time to see your friends on Zoom.
Mamma mia! I'm on Facebook Live right now!
Hi, Mom!
Every Sunday, we are live streaming our entire service on Facebook Live. So go to the Center for Spiritual Living Capistrano Valley's Facebook page and like us.
You've got a Facebook page only a mother could love.
Like us! I mean, really like us! And then on Sunday morning, we'll show up in your feed.
And at 11:45 Sunday morning, you can have a short prayer with a practitioner by going to our Zoom page. First, have Mommy kiss it and make it better. But if that doesn't work, use a practitioner.
If I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. There's Conscious Connections at 1 o'clock on Sunday to talk about the ideas presented here in the service.
Why?
Because I said so.
Sacred Circles are ongoing with Zoom technology, and if you're not a member of a Sacred Circle and wish to join one, contact Mother Hen Reverend Carla.
Practitioner and mama's boy, Aidan Greeny, is teaching the Accredited Science of Mind 103, Building a Healing Consciousness, on Sunday afternoon at 3:30 on Zoom.
Reverend Arpad Petros wants you to know that your mother loves you. You can feel that gentle touch at his meditation class Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. by Zoom. And let's play the quiet game, okay?
Mary Brogdon wants you to remember that God gave you a brain, so you should use it. She's offering a book study on the book Shortcut to a Miracle.
Papa Jean and Mama Joy Stone have been continuing their Friday morning prayer meeting on Zoom at 8 a.m. and attend. One day you'll thank me.
Necessity is the mother of invention, so while you're sheltering at home, consider inviting family members to watch the service with you. I'm not asking you, I'm telling you.
Our flowers today are from an anonymous donor in honor of all the mothers of the world, and especially Reverend Heather's mother, Leela. So be well, but wear clean underwear just in case.
Thank you. And now we're going to close with a peace song. Please join us wherever you are.
We are family.
us. It has begun with me and with you, and come join us at 1, and so long.
So